Hey everyone, American Jedi here. Hesitatingly starting a new video. The reason for the hesitation is because I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for it from anyone that watches the video. But I wanted to go ahead and just knock this out of the park. Why I would still to this day not buy a Tesla for my money, right? Now, the reason why I wouldn't buy a Tesla, there's many, but as a car enthusiast, I just am obsessed with build quality. For my money, like if I'm spending, let's just say, the Tesla, most of them spec'd out right now, I think on Tesla's website, if I look at it right now, I'll bring it up. Let's go to Tesla. So if I spec'd out a brand new Model Y, okay, if I spec'd out a brand new Model Y, let's just do it on the screen here, okay, demo drive, no, I do not want a demo drive, let's do the Model Y, okay, order now. So if I spec this out, right, now, what I would get will be the performance. This is me as a car enthusiast. I like to get the performance, I like the looks, I want the speed. I like sports cars. So right now, the model performance, if we look at purchase price, we're not looking at potential savings. We're looking at purchase price. If I look at this now, we're going down. Yes, top speed. I will get the blue. That adds 1,000. Comes with a 20-inch. Wouldn't get a tow hitch. I'm not towing anything with my electric vehicle. I would get the black and white interior. Would not buy that because the autopilot doesn't work good the way it is, especially at night with the phantom braking. Don't need any of that. Maybe the mobile connector. It's nice to have something back up. The wall connector actually, for the price, the $425, that's a good price. So like, I put the mobile connector because not everybody's going to want a wall connector, but the mobile connector is probably a must-have to keep in your frunk or maybe in the space underneath the trunk well. It's just, in case you really need to charge somewhere and you can plug into some 110 volt that you can find at someone's house or something like that. You never know. It's nice to be prepared in emergency. Now, the wall connector for $425 is a good deal. And I'll tell you why, because the Tesla wall charger is I think it's a 48 amp or 50 amp. I think it's a 48 amp charger. It's one of the best deals in the wall charging market. I paid $749 for my ChargePoint charger, and I don't know why I bought that when I could have gotten a better wall charger. I'll talk about wall chargers later, but I could have got not a better, but a comparable wall charger for $399 that would have done everything, same power output, everything else. For the same price. And really the ChargePoint, the only thing it has going for it is the cable that's very malleable even in the cold. But Tesla wall charger, good price. It's a great charger. It's one of the best out there. That and the ChargePoint is also a great charger, but it's overpriced, I think. So yeah, so here we go. So this federal tax credit, let me speak on that. A lot of people aren't going to qualify for that because what all that is $7,500 off of taxes that you will owe. That's what a tax credit is. So if you don't owe taxes, then that's not going to be used to you. You're not going to get a $7,500 check in the mail. So let's press continue. All right. Oh, this premium connectivity trial. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's look at what you get with the pre-net. See, navigation. Okay, that's built in. Live traffic visualization. Oh, you don't get that unless you pay for this. Satellite view maps, don't get that unless you pay for this. It's funny because I get that free on my phone. Video streaming, you got to pay for it. Karaoke, not really sure why they're advertising that as a feature. I do karaoke for free in my car every day. Just no one's recording me. Music streaming, okay. Again, not really sure. I guess this is without ads, I'm guessing. Internet browser, okay. Not really a big deal there either. So not really sure they're making you pay for all that. So Model Y, $57,000 before, almost 60 grand before taxes. That's what I'm talking about. $60,000, and you can, you look at any of these Teslas, the Model 3, the S is ridiculous, but looking at a $60,000 car, go out into the marketplace and look at other $60,000 cars. Okay, this is before taxes, and just look at the quality. Look at a $60,000 Mercedes, Audi, BMW. I'm not talking about reliability or whatever, but you might not be able to get an electric Mercedes for $60,000. True, but you can get an electric Hyundai Ioniq for $60,000, or the Kia EV6, or the Mustang Mach-E, or a Polestar. There are a lot of other cars that you can get out there electric. Sorry, God, with my itchy ears. I'm always itching my ears in my videos. It's gross. But anyways, $60,000 can get you a lot of different cars in the EV market. Okay, and forget about gas cars. I mean, you can get super nice cars for $60,000. And if you're not buying new, forget about it. You're going to get so many nice cars out there. But yeah, so we talked about the autopilot at night, phantom braking. My Polestar does not do that. It doesn't have as good as an autopilot system during the day as the Tesla, but day or night when I have my autopilot on, it's called Copilot, I think, it doesn't do the phantom braking. It sometimes, like if I'm in like a very, very steep turn and there's like a car in the lane next to me, like to the right, like if I'm bending to the left and there's a car to the right, it might see that car and slow down a little bit. It'll hesitate. It'll be like, what? Wait, is that my lane? And it'll slow down, like very gently. But that happens very rarely. Like that's happened to me. Let's see, I've owned the car for 7,000 miles, and it's happened to me twice in all the driving that I've done. And I drive with my I drive with my cruise control, which is just like an advanced cruise control. I drive with that all the time, and all the Copilot does is help steer. So it's really not that big of a deal. It's not as advanced as Tesla's, but there is no phantom braking. And even when a car cuts me off, the car gently brakes because it can tell that car is still going faster than me. Like if it cuts me off and keeps going, the car realizes in that split second that, hey, that you're not going to crash into the car in front of you because it's going faster than you. So it might slightly hit the brakes, and in some cases not at all. So there's been cars that have cut in front of me and the car doesn't even brake at all because it realizes that the car is going faster. It does what I would do if I was driving, basically. So the next point that I wanted to get as far as Tesla cons go is that they're just not very unique. As of May 3rd, 4:59 a.m., it's 5:30 a.m. right now, 5:33 a.m. Yes, I can't sleep today for some reason. But we have 3,638,901 Teslas sold. Don't know how many on the road still, but that's how many have been sold. And you want to talk about uniqueness. In 2022, the Polestar 2 only sold 9,684 units, sold or leased. Same for Tesla, sold or leased. So you've got about 3.6 million Teslas sold or leased so far as of today. And as of today, total, let me do this right now. So quarter one, so in 2022, they sold 9,684 units. Polestar 2 did. In 2023, they sold or leased quarter one, so that's over now. Quarter one's over. They sold or leased 2,340. So these are U.S. numbers. So 9,684 plus 2,340. So that means there's about 12,024 Polestar 2s on the road. Maybe. Still. And I think these are private sales. These are not like rental car, all of them. Check my numbers. I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe these do not include fleet sales. Okay, so I don't know if the Tesla number includes them and the Polestar number doesn't, or they both don't include them, but these are basically just numbers that I looked up pretty quickly. I did have to do some digging for the Polestar numbers to find out their quarter one sales, leases. So, but regardless to say, you've got about 12,000 to 3.6 million, So Polestar 2s are going to be a much rarer sighting than a Tesla. Polestars in general, you have the Polestar 1 out there. That's a hybrid. The Polestar 3 just released, and then the Polestar 4 was just announced. So you will see more Polestars on the road. I guarantee that. More and more people are buying them. People love them. I love mine. And everywhere I go, I get looks. People... and I think it's half and half because people like the way the car looks, and I think the other half just don't know what it is and are curious. So I'm not trying to get a big head and be like, yeah, my car's so sweet. Everybody's looking at it. I understand that, like, people are like, where's the emblem? Like, what kind of car is that? Like, I don't understand. Is it a I did get a slap in the face the other day or the other night. I was pulling in, and then this guy got out of his car with his daughter, and I was like, hey, what kind of car is that? I was like, oh, it's a Polestar. He's like, I told my wife it's not a Scion. I was like, damn, she thought my car was a Scion. Not that there's nothing wrong with Scions. I'm not hating on the Scion drivers out there, but I was like, damn. Out of all the things you want to mistake me for, you want to mistake me for a Scion. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, so I get lots of looks, lots of attention. If that's not your thing, don't get a Polestar, get a Tesla. It's just a uniqueness factor. As a car enthusiast, I want to have a car that not everyone has. Not as a prestige thing, not as a, hey, look at me thing. I like having something unique. And, like when the Corvette first came out, I was like, oh, that's so sweet, but I don't want to buy one because, one, they were way overpriced, and two, they're going to be all over the place, Great car, they're nice, they're expensive, yeah, they're very prestigious, but that's not what I'm after. So, anyways, regular features, for example, on the Tesla Conless, just regular features like ambient lighting. No ambient lighting. Not that that's a deal killer, but like, you want to see some cool ambient lighting, Ford's got it going on in the Mach-E. Like you can change all the colors and stuff. My car does have ambient lighting, but unfortunately it's only white light in the dashboards. And it's got like little blue map lights all around the cabin and stuff. So it's not quite the ambient lighting of a Mercedes or a Ford, and just the build quality. I've mentioned this in the past. The build quality of the Tesla is just not up to par with a $60,000 car. Even with the software and the supercharging network. I hear Tesla owners argue that all the time. Well, it's the infrastructure. You're paying for the supercharging network. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. But now that Tesla, I don't know why they decided to do this. Well, no, I know why they did. But Tesla deciding to open all their superchargers to non-Teslas, yeah, it's going to take some years to retrofit all those stations. And as they build new stations, they'll be retrofitted, hopefully. And the reason why Tesla did this is because to encourage EV ownership. You know, Elon Musk is a different beast, and he isn't all about profit. And regardless of whether you like the guy or don't, you know, it's in the air. But I do think that he's done some great things to further humanity, and he's trying to encourage electric vehicle ownership. And so by opening the Tesla superchargers up to non-Tesla owners, he's trying to take the sting out of buying something that's not a Tesla, right? And trying to encourage other people to come forward, because the end game is to get everyone in an electric car and to cut our carbon emissions and to slow the decaying of our planet down before it, because you know what, we're not going to kill the planet. The planet will kill us before we kill the planet. It's just a matter of how much we piss Mother Earth off. So if you piss her off well enough, she's going to shake us off like a bunch of fleas. Trust me. It's only a matter of time. So we need to cut our carbon emissions. Making everything electric is one way. Solar panels is another way. So, you know, we gotta, where we get our energy to put electricity in our car, we've got to make that green as well. You know, it's just not enough it's a start, but we have to get to a point to where all of our energy generation is clean, right? But going back to build quality, just, you know, and I'd step into my Polestar. It was originally a $67,000 car. I bought it used for $47,000. I don't care what people know that I paid for my stuff, but I think for my $47,000, I got a fantastic deal. And when I get in my car, it feels luxury. It feels like my old Volvo. It feels better than my old Volvo. My old Volvo is a 2020. But it feels better than my last car, which was a Volvo S60. Polestar designed, our design, or Polestar engineered our design is what it was. Love that car. But in the end, I just decided to go electric. If not, I would have kept that car for a long time. But just the build quality on the Teslas, just, you know, you've got rough cuts in the sheet metal, panels not lining up, squeaky interiors when you're heading over bumps or driving on the road. You know, parts of the interior that you can move around and shake around with your hand. And the minimalist design was cool, like, you know, 10 years ago, but people want their speedometer or heads-up display or something where they can look straight ahead and see some information, you know, with looking down, not looking over here. You know, that screen and doing everything on that screen is kind of a distraction, you know, when, you know, all this stuff. I think you have to do your windshield wipers like that, don't you, in the thing? On the screen, but almost everything is controlled on that screen, and people would like to have other buttons and controls, you know. At least I do. I mean, maybe I'm just old school. I've been, you know, driving for a long time, and it's kind of hard to change. But yeah, just going back on that build quality, and that was the number one Tesla killer for me was the build quality, because I was like, I'm going to pay $60,000 on this car. God, I love the supercharger network. I love that it's everywhere. I love the software. The car is fun to drive. But in the end, it's not something that I can really take pride in owning for myself. Like, I don't feel like I'm going to appreciate it enough for that kind of money, you know? And that's just me personally. And I think there's a lot of people out there that own Teslas. I don't know any personally, like none of my friends own a Tesla, but I think there's a lot of people out there that own Teslas that are completely happy with them, and that's great. I'm happy for you. But as a car enthusiast, I think it's just not the car for car enthusiasts. If anyone's out there watching this video that's trying to decide on their next car and wants to go electric, I'm just letting you know the pros and cons. You know, the pros and cons of basically, and it's a testament to Tesla to say, here's Tesla and here's everybody else, right? It's kind of like Beta versus VHS, Betamax versus VHS, right? Or HD DVD versus Blu-ray. You know, it's like, it's a testament that Tesla is on one side and everybody else is on the other. Tesla was the iPhone of the phone revolution, of the, you know, of the electric vehicle revolution. Tesla is Tesla. And now other car manufacturers are starting to catch up in terms of range, speed, and the other manufacturers are showing their, I don't want to say wisdom, but they're showing their experience. They're showing their experience in building cars. So when Ford comes out with the Mustang Mach-E, you know, their first electric vehicle or first mass-produced electric car, they came strong. Build quality, great. Software, but they're talking about an over-the-air update possibly and switching it over to the Google operating system or Android operating system, which is what my Polestar runs off of, and that is pretty damn close to how good Tesla's software is. I mean, as far as like navigation, taking you to different stops along your route for charging, information, okay Google, you know, the voice commands. So there's a lot to be said for the other car manufacturers out there, and they're catching up. They're catching up to Tesla. Tesla is going to have to do something. Mark my words, if they don't do something within the next 5 years, I think that a lot of people I think their sales are going to go down big time. You know, they've been dropping their prices, and I think one of their strategies and reasons why they've been dropping their prices on their cars is because there's so much competition right now, and it's fierce. It's really fierce in the electric vehicle market, and the other car manufacturers are catching up. I mean, I was eyeing that Kia EV6. Whew, man, that thing is nice. Wow. I was looking at that. I didn't even think about Kia or Hyundai. I don't even think I thought about them when I was looking at cars. I looked at the Polestar. I looked at the Mach-E. I looked at the Tesla Model Y. And those were my three. Those were my three. I didn't even consider Hyundai or Kia because, to be honest with you, I was like, didn't think that their builds would be as good as a Mach-E or Polestar. And damn, was I wrong. I was wrong. But mark my words, in 5 years, if Tesla doesn't do something about their build quality, doesn't come up with a way to show people why their cars are worth the money that people are paying for them, then people are their sales are just going to drop. So next, we're going to talk about this premium subscription service. And we're going to go through every one of these things: live traffic, satellite view maps, what is this, video streaming, karaoke, music streaming, and internet browsers. So let's go ahead and jump into the Polestar and look at all these things. Okay, so we're in the car now. We're in the Polestar, and we're going to go over this connectivity premium package that comes with Tesla's premium that you have to pay. I think it's $11 a month for. So let's go down the list here. Let's see what we have. We have live traffic visualization. Yep, got that. See the green? See the greens and yellows and all that stuff? Yep, got all that. Satellite view maps. Well, that's a satellite view map. Free and free. Oh, video streaming. Oh no, they might got me there. They might have me on that one. Yeah, I don't have Netflix, but I do have an internet browser too. So let's see. Video streaming on here? Check. Video streaming. Music streaming. Yep. And I've got a Spotify. And I've got, oh, Apple CarPlay. Oh my God, what? What? Apple CarPlay? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, and yeah, I'm sorry. Apple CarPlay is so cool. And Android Auto. And then internet browser. I do have an internet browser. See? Look at that. Oh, it wants me to... Oh, okay. It's just going to go to the home page now. Yep, my browser's been updated. Who doesn't love fast and fun? Okay, here's the new Vivaldi. Not really sure. Okay, oops, don't want that. So let's just go to YouTube. Since it's not an app like that's downloadable yet on here. But let's just see if it works. Don't want to do any of these songs. I don't know why this is not my algorithm, but let's see. So let's see. Oh, here we go.
The real-life Hollywood drama as a crippling strike begins. Thousands of riders take to the streets, halting.
Look at that. Would you look at that? So yeah, I've tried to be completely honest. So I've got all these here. I've got Disney Plus, YouTube, Amazon. These all work. Disney Plus, Amazon does work. Let me see if Disney Plus. Let's see if I don't want to get copyrighted for anything, but just want to see how it's. The browser just got updated, so okay, yeah. So everything works. There's me. So, yep, everything's loading up. So, yeah, I can watch Disney Plus. I can watch, what else? YouTube. I can watch Amazon. I can play on my Facebook, Walmart. So, these aren't all the web pages I can go to, but I don't think you can go to Netflix. You can navigate to Netflix on this browser, but I don't think it works. Well, the last time I tried it was about a month ago, so I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if I'm still logged in. Let me see. I'm still logged in. Nope, I'm not logged in. I mean, it comes up on the browser, but I don't know if it'll actually work. So anyways, premium connectivity features from Tesla, it's a joke. Like, to pay $11 a month for that when I get everything for free in my car forever. I get, as long as I have an LTE signal, I'm good. Now, I want to see 5G in these cars now. I want 5G ultra wide up in here. But Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and I got the Google operating system in here. And I've got an actual speedometer and everything. I don't know. I just don't see how Tesla is going to beat me in this car other than the range and the charging network. So right now, my real world, not really comparison video. I just want to show you that Tesla is not all that it's cracked up to be. I mean, it was for a really long time. Teslas were the bomb. Everyone wanted one. You know, if you had one, you were the envy of the block. But now it's just they're more like, nothing against Hondas, but they're more like Hondas now in the EV world. You know, they're no longer a luxury electric vehicle car. They are more like a, like a Honda, basically. They're just not, that's probably not the best lighting. they're just not the greatest right now, and that's okay. That's way okay. And so I just wanted to show you that for car enthusiasts out there, that Tesla is probably not the way for you to go. There are lots of other options out there. All I'm saying is, and I'm not hating on Tesla at all, again, trying to keep the Tesla fanboys off my neck, but I will tell you this, that there are plenty of other options out there. And if you don't believe me, if you don't want to listen to me in this video or whatever, then go test drive them yourself. I mean, heck, all the test drives are free. I mean, I don't know if Polestar still does it, but when I test drove a Polestar, they came to my house. They came to my house, and I went and test drove it for 30 minutes with the guy. And I think now they do free 30-minute test drives. I think you might have to go to the space, though, now. I'm not 100% sure, but, you know, Tesla, you have to go to Tesla to test drive a Tesla. They don't come to your house. But regardless, just go test drive. Go test drive a Honda Ioniq 5. Go test drive a Chevy Bolt, a Mustang Mach-E, a Kia EV6. Just go check them out, and you'll see that you'll be able to find, as a car enthusiast, something better to fit your style, regardless of your pocketbook. You know, the used EV market is a lot stronger now than it used to be. There's a lot of used EVs out there. Unfortunately, some of these dealers and companies want almost just as much for a used one as they do a new in some circumstances. But if you keep looking, you'll find a good deal out there. You know, I found my car with had 7,000 miles on it, and it was a $67,000 car new. After taxes, you're looking at above 70 grand, and I got it for 47,000. So I was able to find a good deal. You just got to look. Just got to look out there, find one with low mileage, even if it's 2 years old. You know, my car was 2 years old when I bought it. Yep. Well, not quite. Its build date was September of 21, so it'll be 2 years this September. But you know, it was basically a 2-year-old model car by the time I bought it, and I got a good deal on it. So just check your facts and go looking. Do the legwork. But if you don't want to do the legwork, then listen to my video. And trust me when I tell you, as a car enthusiast, you will not be happy in a Tesla. Okay? Car enthusiasts that love build quality, that love uniqueness and style, and above all, want a car. Above all. This is the easiest that it's been for me to get into an electric vehicle. My first electric vehicle was a Nissan Leaf. That was cool because it was a 2-year lease for me. And the 2-year lease is when the uniqueness of the car started to wear off on me. Because that was 2013. I was the only person that I knew in my circle that had an electric vehicle. I wanted to see what it was all about. I leased a Leaf. And for 2 years, it was fun. But after that 2 years was up, that 90-mile range, max. 90-mile max. That's like getting it down to zero. Range was just not fun anymore. And even though it was a nice car, it just, for me as a car enthusiast, wasn't doing it for me anymore. So it was fun driving around in an electric vehicle. You know, I was just driving back and forth from downtown Cincinnati. I was working. Just driving back and forth home, about a 20-mile drive, maybe 18, 15 miles. It was a 20-minute drive to downtown, not in traffic, but normally it was 20 minutes. And it served my purpose as well. I went back and forth to work. I had enough energy to drive around and do errands, and then when I got home, I plugged it into 120. And charged it overnight and was ready to go the next day. That was old school. I didn't even have a charging station, so If you are looking, if you own a home, and I hate to keep rambling on, but if you own a home or if you have a place where you can install a charging station, then you definitely do not need a Tesla, because most of your driving for most people is going to be within, you know, their little circle, and they'll go on vacation every now and then. But the charging network for non-Teslas is good enough. I went back and forth to Cincinnati. It was fine. Did I wish I was driving in a Tesla instead for more opportunities to stop, like as far as more choices to stop, not stopping more often, but more choices? Yeah, definitely. I would have loved to not have to stop at a Walmart Supercenter every time. But Electrify America, that's the kind of thing that they have going on right now, and they will expand. And Tesla chargers are going non-Tesla vehicles now as well. So it's just a matter of time before the allure of the Tesla and Tesla name just wears off. It's, you know, and if they don't do something to differentiate themselves from every other automaker that's pretty much caught up by now in terms of range, and some of these cars charge faster than Tesla now, 350 kilowatts. Man, that's some high-speed stuff right there. But just know that Tesla isn't all that it's cracked up to be, and for you car enthusiasts out there, you might want to look in a different direction. That's all I got for now. I'm going to edit this down like crazy, but thanks for watching, and I hope you guys take care. Bye for now.